Amazon wants to do a live-action version of She-Ra in her original form. Nothing has been done yet, and already fans of the new She-Ra are up in arms about it. Disney World put Jessica Rabbit in a trench coat for its Roger Rabbit ride, and people are upset about that. Netflix made a live-action version of the classic anime series Cowboy Bebop, with Faye Valentine seen in a totally different outfit, in which the actress who plays her said that the look would not have worked. And finally, Lola Bunny lost her cleavage in Space Jam 2 to the delight of no one. Although this is a sports league website, but it's a website in which the players are cartoon characters. I realize that we live in a different world than people like me grew up in. But now there's so much anger and toxicity about certain fictional characters that it seems everyone cares about that more than what's going on in the real world. You can almost hear Vince Lombardi say that now famous phrase, "What the hell's going on out here?" There's no sports league unlike it anywhere in the world, where cartoons and football come together. This is the United States Cartoon Football League, celebrating its 40th anniversary.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Baby, can't you see I'm calling? A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous, I'm falling. There's no escape, I can't wait. I need a hit, baby, give me it. You're dangerous, I'm loving it. Till I can't come down, losing my head, spinning round.
Greetings, cartoon and football fans. This is Robbie Graham of the USCFL Network. In this special video, we will once again look at why and how social media has gotten to the point it is now. Before I continue, please subscribe and join our team. We provide decent entertainment for people of all ages and do our very best to be the least offensive channel on YouTube. And be sure to ring the bell so you can be notified when we put up a new video. Social media in recent years has gotten less and less sociable. The original idea for the internet was to bring people together, to share their past experiences, to explore new ideas, to have people from all walks of life be one in the world. And where is it now? A toxic environment where if you don't agree or follow to someone's idea, you are something else. I'll let you fill in the blank with whatever adjective you want. How important is the way any female cartoon character looks? Is it more important than life itself? Should we forget about more pressing matters in the world? Or is it really that big a deal that a cartoon chick's boobs are a big deal? Why don't we look into this further? Let's begin with the possible new show on Amazon concerning a live-action version of She-Ra using the original character. Fans of the new series are up in arms over this fact. They had their chance, and they blew it. For 2 years and 52 episodes, the new series was so out in left field that the staff was gone before the 4th season was ever shown. The LGBT community, along with Tumblr members and others, think that a movie is in the works involving the new She-Ra. No such movie is in the works, and neither is this new series, at least not yet. If they're so upset about this, shouldn't they wait until further information is available? But now, they're not waiting for anything. All I can say is, it's ridiculous. Let's go back to what DreamWorks' media department said about the original She-Ra and her fans. She's scantily clad. She was slut-shamed. Her fans, especially older male fans, was using her for sexual arousal, and finally throwing the other fans and the staff of the original series under the bus. Older male fans between the ages of 45 and 55 have more important things to worry about than using She-Ra like a Playboy centerfold. They have careers, families, mortgages, bills, and other obligations. They have deadlines, school functions, business meetings, soccer practice, carpools, etc. Dreaming, fantasizing, and jerking off to She-Ra is the very last thing on their minds. And this applies to other subjects in this video. You've heard that at Disney World, they took Jessica Rabbit's image out of the Roger Rabbit ride initially, and in turn brought her back into the ride wearing a trench coat and in black and white. I mean, really? If this is a ride, would it make any difference if anyone can see it? Okay, I admit, I've been to Disney World from time to time, but this is a ride at the Magic Kingdom, and I don't go there very often. I've only seen it twice. Epcot is my go-to place. I've never seen this ride before, so I can't comment on what the ride is like or how fast it goes. For all I know, if the ride goes fast, if you blink, you might miss seeing Jessica in the first place. But if the ride goes slow, young children honestly wouldn't know the difference one way or the other. Jessica is the quintessential animated sex symbol, but she's not a floozy or a bimbo. If you ever saw the movie then or now, you would see that she's a devoted wife to Roger Rabbit. Again, I can't comment too much about Cowboy Bebop. I've heard of the series, but I never saw it. I do know that it aired on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim block on Saturday nights in the middle of the night when I was sleeping. However, I do agree that if Netflix or any other streaming service or network should have paid more attention to the original show's premise. In fact, I didn't know who Faye Valentine is or was until I started seeing videos about this on YouTube and other online articles. If anyone who's ever been at a Comic-Con anywhere in the United States has probably seen young women dressed like such characters, like Sailor Moon, any DC Comics or Marvel Comics heroine, and yes, Faye Valentine. Anime characters, in my opinion, seem to do well at these events. If a cosplayer can dress like a certain way, the way a character was initially drawn, why couldn't the actress who plays Faye in this live-action show do the same? The idea that Faye, according to the actress, couldn't find a woman with the same proportions of the original character, as she described it as having a 2-inch waist and double D boobs, and that the costume would disintegrate because it's made out of tissue paper. Who thinks like that? For starters, even an anorexic woman wouldn't have a 2-inch waist. It's physically impossible, and neither would an animated woman. And what is it about trying to size up a female animated character's boobs for? Not every woman is going to have a curvaceous figure or boobs that stick out of her chest like mountains. It's ridiculous to say the least. I could care less knowing how big a woman's boobs are, but I do agree that although some of these characters do have nice bodies, they're not overly sexualized, and it shouldn't matter to begin with. And as for Lola Bunny, yes, she was hot in the first Space Jam movie, and I admit, but I am not drooling over her either. So she lost them in the second movie. Again, big, hairy deal. The movie was panned by critics and fans alike, and what difference would have it made anyway? On the show Animaniacs that aired in the 1990s, there was a character on the show named Minerva Mink. She was deemed too hot for television. So hot, in fact, that she was only on the show twice and was never seen again. This is a mink I'm talking about here, and she was just too sultry for a kid's show. I'm surprised my TV screen didn't melt from her hotness. It's unfathomable to think that in 2021, when the world is still reeling from the pandemic, we are now beginning to feel the effects of climate change when our congresspeople and senators can't agree on anything. No one seems to care about these things. But if any female animated character is sexy and men are drooling over them, then yeah, it's what everyone seems to care about. Now, for the next moment or two, what I'm about to say, I am not trying to push any kind of agenda whatsoever. I'm just merely basically stating some facts here. Nearly 5 million people worldwide have lost their lives on account of the pandemic. Nearly 270 million people worldwide have been affected by it. In the U.S., more than 43 million people came down with the virus, and nearly 700,000 people have died. One good thing is that more than 6 billion doses of the vaccine has been administered worldwide. But does anyone on social media care about this? That people are trying to encourage others to play it safe and get the vaccine? No. All anyone on social media cares about is how a female animated character looks. Now, how about climate change? California is literally on fire. The Gulf Coast of the U.S. has been socked with 7 hurricanes in the last 2 years, with Louisiana taking the biggest brunt. Property damage in the billions of dollars. Lives lost or changed forever. None of that matters to people on social media. Just the size of a female character's boobs are a top priority instead. How about what happened in Washington back in January, when half-crazed people stormed the U.S. Capitol, damaging the building, trying to enter the chambers of the Congress or Senate floors with the intention of stopping the process of verifying election results and even wanting to assassinate the Speaker of the House and the Vice President. Does it matter? Hell no! Let's ridicule decent men for liking attractive women, both real and fictional. That's what's important. That's what matters. And that's my point. And once again, there's more important things going on in the world, and its ramifications are what needs to be addressed. We are living in an unprecedented time in history, and that should get attention much more, and not what people think about fictional characters. In conclusion, again, I'm not trying to persuade my thoughts or opinions about these things for my benefit or advantage, or trying to take advantage of the situation. However, all I'm saying is that this toxicity online and about what a female character's looks has gone totally out of control. When a person is young, when they watch any cartoon show, and if it happens to feature an attractive character, male or female, they don't care about that sort of thing. But once they reach puberty, and once they develop and mature, then they will notice these things a little differently. When we do our football season in the spring, if I talk about any character negatively, it's about their performance or lack of performance on the football field, nothing else. And yes, we do have a policy here of showing any animated character, male or female, in their original or more recognizable look. It has nothing to do with being chauvinistic, misogynist, or even bigoted. This is how the people behind these characters drew them or imagined them. It's just plain awful how some people are being bashed online. For example, I belong to an art website. 2 years ago, I commented about the new She-Ra concerning a drawing someone made that looked like her with a little bit of the original She-Ra mixed in. And I liked the drawing. I won't go into detail what I said, but basically it's the same stuff I've talked about in the last 2 years. But I will tell you what one person did say in a reply. I won't mention them by name, but here is their reply to my comment. Quote, I agree with everything you said, and it doesn't help that the fandom is toxic as hell. I received death threats and harassments for my version of She-Ra and Star Wars. Is this what people have come to? Don't like something and off with their head? When I make a comment about something, anything, I try not to be toxic about it. If I like something or agree with someone's thoughts or opinions, I will support it. However, if I don't agree with something, I say nothing. It's not that I don't care, I just don't want any trouble. I have enough on my mind as it is. The fans of the new She-Ra are more overboard about it than the fans of the Las Vegas Raiders when they show up at home games dressed like, well, whatever it is they dress like. Imagine, if you will, that you're at a New York Yankees game at Yankee Stadium, but you're a fan of the Boston Red Sox. You even wear a shirt, a cap, or something else that shows you're a fan. Now imagine you're sitting in a section surrounded by Yankees fans, and you shout at the top of your lungs, "The Yankees suck!" All I can say at that point is, I hope your insurance is paid up to date. Fans of any sports team are very passionate too, and sadly, some people have gotten hurt and, God forbid, even killed because they were at a home game of one team and they're showing their love for their bitter rivals. And that's what's going on here. A toxic fandom who don't support their love for these characters. They don't buy the merchandise. All they care about is being diverse and inclusive. Again, I say there is nothing wrong with being diverse or inclusive, but it has to be done right. And it's okay to agree or disagree with something about something. Now more than ever, we need to stick together. We're only on this world for a very limited time, and we should make the most of every waking moment to the fullest. Does it matter who or what we are? Of course. Does it matter about the color of one's skin, the religion they practice, where their ancestors came from, the jobs they have, the friends or family they have, sexual orientation, or any other persuasion? Absolutely. But to ridicule someone for liking or disliking something, no matter what it is wrong. I admit I could have done things in my life differently or better, thinking I could do something great, but it wasn't in the cards for me. I was ridiculed by almost everyone I ever knew. Classmates, teachers, co-workers, bosses, friends, and even my own family have put me down, and for mostly no good reason whatsoever. And this was before the internet became a thing. And now, in 2021, we are still dealing with something similar to this. If you don't like something, you're being ridiculed for it. For whatever reason, it's up to whoever it is that's doing the ridiculing. And again, it is wrong. It's okay to like or dislike something and state your opinions about it, and should not be crucified for it. Once and for all, this YouTube channel isn't about putting people down. There are 800 different characters that make up the USCFL. It's very difficult or impossible to favor one character over another. We try to be inclusive as much as possible. The USCFL, to my knowledge, is the only sports league in the world that's co-ed. We have animal, human, and robotic characters on these teams. We have characters that date back to the silent film era. We have characters that started out in newspapers and in comic strips. We have characters that once appeared on the radio. Characters that were seen on the silver screen before the start of a feature presentation. Characters who started out in television. Characters who were initially toys or video game characters. And the characters of today. If there's a character that isn't on a team or a lineup, it's because I might not be familiar with it. Whether or not I like that particular character isn't why they are in this league. It's more of a consensus of how famous these characters are. Our library of shows has more than 16,000 animated episodes from more than 170 different franchises, along with more than 8,000 episodes from more than 50 different classic TV franchises. That's how inclusive we are. Let me know if any character that I should know about, what kind of character they are, and how they could fit in. Not everyone can be a doctor or a lawyer. Not everyone has money to burn or live in mansions and drive expensive cars. But no matter who or what we are, we should embrace all walks of life. To close out this video, I prepared another USCFL TV exclusive showing selected female characters in their original forms and how they have been loved by fans of all ages, male and female. Again, whether I like these characters or not is irrelevant. And remember, there is nothing wrong to have an eye for beauty. However, when it comes to men over 30 to fantasize over a fictional character, it's the last thing on their minds. Until we meet again, this is Robbie Graham of the USCFL Network wishing you peace. Take care and stay safe.
Girl, I've known you very well. I've seen you growing every day. I never really looked before, but now you take my breath away. Suddenly you're in my life, a part of everything I do. You got me working day and night, just trying to keep a
to be a power-mad